That's very beautiful. So, finally, what I'd like to know is it's one thing to take the self vows and commit to yourself, but what tools do you help your clients develop, and should one be trying to develop, should they do your program, if they want to stay committed to those self vows? Because, as we know in any relationship, sometimes vows get broken, promises get broken. And I'm sure the same can happen with a relationship between you and yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Well, the first thing that I would say is one tool is the vows, is to purchase the vows because if you want to unearth what needs to be uprooted in the relationship, you want to address the issues, have a deeper connection of the four intimacies, teach you how to feel and heal, and have those tough conversations. For example, finances, forgiveness, blended families, children, authenticity of the relationship and what that means. You just got to get the book because it's going to do that, and it's full of tips and exercises. So you will definitely have to do your work. And what's wonderful is that you can always go back and read what you wrote, and you can see, oh my gosh, we have evolved so much. Look at our answers then, but look how we feel now. And there's reflective notes after each chapter, so you really have some time to really reflect. But I would say if it's a couple, make sure that you buy two books because I just really think it's important for you to have your own personal journey and make your own personal notes. With the self files that is going to be released in August, the same thing. It's tons of tips and exercises and connecting deeper through intimacy, emotionally healing, resolving the tough issues, and just really having your own personal journal to guide you and lead you to feeling free. And also, you have your reflective notes there after every chapter. So it's a great way to just even brainstorm, just do whatever you want to do, right to your heart's content where that's concerned. There's no process that you have to write a certain way. I just want you to be free, in writing what you feel. And so that at the end of that, you will begin to feel very clear. Two more tools that I'd like to give, which I think is really good for couples that you could start doing now. And I call it the SCEO meeting. And, basically what that is it's a meeting that is basically kind of governed like you would have like your CEO meeting. And I say the S because usually a good time is on a Sunday, when you've done everything in the week and you have time to be fully engaged. I say don't have this meeting more than an hour because I just think people start to disconnect. But you're going to talk about the things that maybe didn't go right that week. Maybe I didn't feel as appreciated. Maybe I felt taken for granted. Maybe I'm going to update you on some accomplishments or, just maybe even some financial issues that we need to speak about. But most of all, I'm going to tell you all the things that you did that was wonderful and that was great and how it made me feel. And I think that's just so important because we can say all the things that maybe a person did wrong, but when you really weekly sit down and say, hey, these are all the things that you did right. Like, I love that meal that you cooked for me. It made me feel, so good. Or this is another tool, which is a do over. And you can always do a do over. Every morning when you wake up, say to yourself, like, I need to do a do over. I can do a do over. I deserve to do a do over. Or you can even ask yourself, hey, can I have a do over on that issue? Because you don't want them to have that negativity that was associated with it. You don't want that to be their last feeling. So it's your time to like turn things around and make it into a positive. And lastly, I would say this is very important in terms of the foundation of any relationship. And whether it's, a couple or whether it's friendship, or even, family. And that is protecting that person from the worst part of you.